All right, let's get into it. What is the future of the internet actually going to look like? Today, we're diving into the GOAT Agency's big predictions for 2026, and we're talking about online culture, content, the whole shebang. Because there's a huge shift happening right now, what they're calling a great correction. And trust me, it's changing everything.
You know, the past year has felt like we've been looking in the rearview mirror, right? Kind of reflecting on how much has changed, but now it's time to look forward. Because what's coming next isn't just more of the same. It's a real, fundamental change in how we all use the digital world.
So what's the core problem here? Well, it's pretty simple when you break it down. The creator economy just exploded. YouTubers and TikTokers became actual household names. But somewhere along the way, social media started to feel, well, a lot less social. And people, audiences, they just got exhausted by the constant performance of it all. This is the story of how they're finally starting to push back.
First things first, let's just get a sense of the scale we're dealing with. Being a creator isn't some niche hobby you do in your bedroom anymore. No way! It's a full-blown global industry. And creators haven't just joined the mainstream. At this point, they are the mainstream. And if you want to understand the power here, just look at this number. This isn't just about who has cultural influence anymore. We are talking about a projected global revenue of $376 billion for the creator economy by 2030. That's not just a trend. That is a massive, massive economic force. And you can see how deep this goes everywhere you look. You've got Amelia de Moldenberg hosting red carpets, trading jokes with A-list movie stars. Alex Cooper is literally building her own media empire. You have Wisdom K becoming a true authority in high fashion. They're selling out huge arenas, starring in their own TV shows. The whole debate about whether they deserve a seat at the table is completely over. They built a new table.
But here's the twist. Here's the paradox. As these creators skyrocket to celebrity status, this gap starts to form. For so many people in their audience, the one thing that made them feel connected, that peer-to-peer vibe, it just starts to fade away. The higher they go, the further away they feel.
And that disconnect, that's the turning point. Because audiences aren't just sitting back and accepting it. They are actively, and I mean actively, taking back control of their feeds, their time, and their attention. This is what's leading to the rise of intentional scrolling.
Now, this is a really crucial point. This is not a mass exodus from social media. People aren't just deleting their apps and walking away. They just want their time online to feel, well, nourishing, inspiring, not empty. It's all about a quest for control.
And we can actually see this shift happening in real time through online trends. On the left, you've got the propaganda I'm not falling for trend. It's where people call out and reject things that social media tried to make cool. And on the right, you have something called raw dogging boredom, which, yes, is a real term people are using for simply putting the phone down and just being, embracing life without a screen.
So what does all this mean for creators? Well, the currency is changing. Relatability was the buzzword for years, right? But now audiences are looking for something more substantial. They're gravitating towards creators who have genuine expertise, a unique point of view, and real hard-earned credibility.
Okay, so this whole search for something more credible, something more substantial, it leads us into a totally new cultural landscape. We're stepping into what's being called a post-authenticity world. So if the performance of being real is finally over, what comes next?
You know, the word authenticity kind of lost all its meaning, didn't it? It just became a formula. A brand would send a 7-paragraph brief asking for authentic content, and creators learned how to perform it. That's performative authenticity. And that is exactly what people are so tired of.
So, if performative authenticity is out, then what's in? Well, the first big shift is a move towards something a lot quieter and a lot more meaningful.
Sincerity. It's becoming cool to care again. It's cool to have a hobby you're really passionate about. It's cool to put in the effort. And it's cool to be genuinely enthusiastic about something. That whole I'm too cool to try hard vibe is being replaced by a celebration of just earnest passion.
And the second major shift is a direct response to how much time we spend online. It's this powerful pull back towards each other, in the real world.
In real life is becoming way more valuable than the URL. We're seeing it in the return of mall culture, the crazy popularity of pop-up events. People are just craving that tangible human connection and those shared experiences that you just can't get from a screen.
Okay, so we get the cultural shifts, but what does this actually mean for the content we see every day on our feeds? Let's look at the new content spectrum that's starting to emerge from all this noise.
What we're seeing is that content is splitting to two extremes. And that middle ground, it's becoming a total dead zone.
On one end, you have the ultra-creative. We're talking AI-fueled, cinematic epics with crazy visual effects. But on the other hand, you have the ultra-mundane. I'm not kidding, a 12-part TikTok series about restoring a door's peephole got 60 million views. Why? Because it was so deeply, humanly real. To succeed now, content has to be one or the other.
And you can forget everything you've ever heard about our attention spans getting shorter. It's a myth. Turns out, when people find something they actually connect with, they want more of it. You see the comments everywhere. We need a part 2. Give me the 10-minute version. People will absolutely invest their time, but only for the right stuff.
And this number right here just shows you that desire for substance. Over 50 million active users on Substack. Think about that. After years of being told that video is king, the written word is making a huge comeback. People are actively seeking out deep dives, thoughtful analysis, and expert voices they can really spend time with.
So, we've looked at the creators, we've looked at the culture, and we've looked at the content. Let's try to bring it all together and figure out what this means for you and how to actually navigate this new cycle.
At the end of the day, this is the engine of online culture. It's a continuous loop. People engage, creators make stuff that gets people talking, influencers amplify it, and it all feeds back into itself. So the most important question for anyone out there, whether you're a person, a creator, or a brand, is pretty simple. Where do you fit in this cycle? How are you showing up?
And that leaves us with this one last thought. As AI gets better and better and makes it easier than ever to create perfect, polished digital content, the real challenge and the real opportunity isn't going to be about mastering the technology. It's going to be about mastering what makes us human. Sincerity, credibility, storytelling, real connection. The next frontier isn't digital, it's human. The only question is, are you ready for it?